All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our Monday Night Wars review series. This is going to be round 19, January 8th, 1996. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Let's get into it. Um, I don't know how to say it. I said this last week when Monday Night Raw starts doing the matches from an in your house. That's not a good thing. And they didn't stop again this week as they aired the British Bulldog Bret Hart match from in your house.
Well,
In
at least
case
they
you
give us a
missed it,
warning. I mean, they told us they were going to do this last week, so it's not out of the blue.
yeah. Meanwhile,
Took up
Monday
half the goddamn
Nitro.
show. Took up half the
Well, it
show.
was a 30-minute match. Meanwhile, Monday Nitro gave us the Mega Powers pretty much versus the
Pretty
Four
much, yeah.
Horsemen. So, gee, who's going to win this week? I don't know. According to the ratings, Monday Night Raw did win this week. It was a 3.0 to a 2.8. So Raw scored a win over Nitro, but let's see how we feel once the night is done for us.
Well, I think.
Let,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I know where I'm going with this one too. Let's start with Monday Nitro. As always, Eric Mongo and Bobby Heenan doing the commentary. They were in Charleston, South Carolina, so they're in Horseman country. And of course, the card is packed with horsemen. Opening match of the night was Alex Wright versus Chris Benoit. And Brian Pillman came down with Benoit. And lately, Brian Pillman has been literally the loose cannon, starting fires that he can't put out. He expects Flair and Anderson to do it. Anderson's already told him, look, you're starting fires we can't put out. Our job is to protect the world champion. And Pillman's just becoming chaotic, and he's living up to his nickname that he'll get in WWF, Loose Cannon. So the match itself between Benoit and Alex Wright was pretty good. I did like it. Was never really an Alex Wright fan, but he has the agility to go toe to toe with just about anybody in his weight class. Uh, During the match, of course, Benoit attacked Wright as soon as the match started. As soon as he got in the ring, good for him. Get the early advantage on him. During the match, Pillman tried tripping Alex Wright several times, but the last time he tried to do it, it didn't work, and Wright went over the top rope and a splash onto Pillman on the outside. So that he put an end to that. However, in the end, Benoit with a full Nelson suplex and a pin, Chris Benoit gets the victory over Alex Wright. So let's move over to Monday Night Raw and their opening match. They had Vince and Jerry Lawler doing the commentary from Newark, Delaware. Opening match was Hakushi versus Double J Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Broke 6,000 guitars, never drew a dime. When Jeff Jarrett came out, you could hear a rat piss on cotton.
And pretty much you could hear that tonight as well. And of course, before the match, they showed 3 weeks ago at In Your House how Jeff Jarrett attacked Ahmed Johnson from behind. These two are going to meet each other at the Royal Rumble. I'll give Hakushi the credit to this. He did go toe to toe with Jarrett during this match and made it interesting. It's not saying much, but he made it interesting.
No, yeah, he was always a good performer.
Just underutilized, underrated, and as '96 went, it's just Vince didn't have anything for him. So Hakushi did try a slingshot splash, but Jarrett got his knees up, and that allowed Jarrett to get the figure four on Hakushi, and Jarrett gets the submission on Hakushi and gets the victory. So following that, we'll stay with Monday Night Raw briefly. Jim Ross with the Royal Rumble announcement. He did announce that Doug Gilbert from the USWA would be in the Royal Rumble, as well as the return of Jake the Snake Roberts.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but the first time I heard this and I saw the photo that they put up, I thought it was the '92 Jake.
That's what I thought. I was excited to see him back. We hadn't seen him in so long.
4 years, yeah.
But I was more excited about Vader, man. I was really, really hyped up.
Oh yeah. Of course, before they announced once again that Vader was going to be in it, Jerry Lawler was also announced, like we needed him. Fatu, Isaac Yankem, Henry Godwin, Marty Jannetty, Kama, Skip, and from New Japan, Takayo Omori. Like we needed him in there. Plus, of course, they had a Scheme Gene scoop for later on, which was I was really loving these back then. The cheap shots.
It was funny stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, once I found out that Vader was going to be in the Rumble and the video package they put up, I was like, "Oh man, I thought
very excited.
Is he going to win it? Like, dang, is Brett going to face Vader at WrestleMania?
I thought he was going to.
But Shawn Michaels came through at the Rumble, taking out all the beef. So let's jump back to
speaking of Shawn Michaels, man.
That's coming up too later on in this one. Let's jump back to Monday Nitro where the big boys play. The next match on the card was Eddie Guerrero versus Lord Steven Regal. This match again was also pretty good.
Very wrestlers. Yes. Very wrestlers. Different styles, but they worked.
Fans weren't kind of into it. Maybe it's because of Regal's
style,
approach to the style of wrestling. Yes, which unless you're familiar with it or enjoy it, you're not going to be excited about it. Which I was, because I like the match skills that he had, and going up against Guerrero was definitely a benefit to him. Interesting with how the match ended. Guerrero hooked Regal's arms for a backslide pin, and that's how he gets the victory over Regal. Following the match, Regal was so upset that he went and attacked Eddie Guerrero until he got the hell out of the ring.
Damn it.
So Eddie Guerrero pulls up another upset victory on Monday Nitro. Keeps getting those victories. Let's stay with Monday Nitro. We've got Mean Gene interviewing this time Sting and Lex Luger. Of course, Sting, had to ask Luger the question, and oh my God, here we go.
What is going on?
About why he grabbed Sting's hand so that he couldn't get back in the ring for the 10 count at Starrcade. Well, Luger's reply, "Oh, I was reaching out for my friend." Oh my God, you're going to buy that? He stopped you from winning the match. Whatever. Like I said, they keep going on with this. It's becoming redundant. They happen to put another little niche in the next week to just go, all right, I'll give it one more week and see what comes.
He's still with the dungeon.
Yeah, and he's still playing friend to Sting.
Speaking of dungeon, I actually looked this up. You know how I kept saying that he was kind of like an associate, and he was kind of like a wise guy, like he wasn't a made guy.
Yeah,
he actually wasn't. He was an official member of the Dungeon of Doom. Yes.
Dang.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He actually gets thrown out after Uncensored. Initially I thought that he had walked away from them, but he actually got kicked out.
So. Well, remember, he played a huge role in the outcome of Uncensored that didn't go their way, which is why they were so upset.
You're out of here, guy.
Yep. So. But both of them agreed to become a tag team at the Clash, which is coming up, which they would be fighting the Blue Bloods, and they would be a pretty good tag team over the coming months, because remember at Super Brawl they're gonna eventually become the tag team champions. They're gonna have the dual tag team title matches, which Luger's not happy about, but they are coming legitimate, and Sting's trying to sway him from the dark side, but it's not working yet. But at least Luger hasn't turned on Sting. So back over to Monday Night Raw, where we have Ahmed Johnson versus Jeff Bretler.
Squash match.
Oh boy! If the matches from other pay-per-views aren't bad enough,
you got the jobber matches.
Gee, who's gonna win this?
Yeah. Spoiler alert: Ahmed Johnson wins.
Ahmed Johnson with a spine buster followed by the Pearl River plunge and gets the pin. Now after the match is where it gets interesting, because Jarrett comes down, tries to hit Ahmed Johnson with the guitar, is unsuccessful. Gets out of the ring. Ahmed takes the guitar and smashes it over the ring post. So Jarrett is in for it at the Royal Rumble. Now, following this, Brother Love interviewed the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. He announced the new $1 Million champion, the Ringmaster, Steve Austin.
Because Vince has got to rebrand people, so he's got to be.
You remember those names that they gave him? Otto von Ruthless, Fritz von Frost. I mean, good God, man. We all, I knew him as Steve Austin, stunning Steve Austin from WCW. He comes in, they're calling him the Ringmaster.
Well, at least he's there, and he goes on to do great things. But
exactly,
this was a crap gimmick.
And of course, Austin is also announced for the Royal Rumble.
Right, and does he give him the $1 Million belt?
Yes.
He made it a $1 Million champion.
So look at that. His first day on the job, he's a champion.
Oh, Jesus. Good for him.
Yeah. So let's jump back over to WCW, because they had the most matches. Next match on the card was Sting versus Diamond Dallas Page. This was one I was actually looking forward to because of the two individuals. Of course, before the bell, Page, rubbed his cigar in Sting's face to get the upper hand. Unfortunately, that didn't work. Now, during this match, it handed me a laugh when Bischoff announced this. Announced that he's giving the fans the month of January for free to the fans, and that's including the Nitros and the Clash. Yeah, because you don't have a pay-per-view for the month of January, you genius.
Well, that was nice of him.
Insult our intelligence when we probably back then we were like, "Oh, that's so nice of him."
Right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But then look back and look at it and go, "Oh, you didn't have a January pay-per-view."
Yeah.
If you're gonna give something for free, at least put that into the mix.
Yeah, but they didn't have to do a Clash in January, you know.
Yeah, it was overdue from the last one. And remember, they're gonna start winding down.
Yeah.
At this point,
because eventually they start doing the monthly pay-per-views, and then
and then in 1997 they called it quits on the Clash. Yeah. So during as the match progressed, Sting applied the Scorpion Deathlock, got the submission on Diamond Dallas Page. So his bad luck is still looming over him. Sting gets the victory over Page. So now let's jump back over to Monday Night Raw. We've got technically what you can call the main event as far as a wrestling match, at least one that you can witness in the ring. Aldo Montoya versus Goldust. Now, before the match, it was announced that Goldust will be facing Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental title at the Royal Rumble.
The Portuguese Man of War.
Oh, jeez. With the underwear on his head.
Yeah. Well, that match never happens because Razor gets suspended because he gives his notice at the WrestleMania match. I apologize.
Yeah, they were supposed to have a rematch.
Street fight. They were supposed to have a rematch after that, the street fight. And that gets canceled because Razor gives his notice, but then fails a drug test, and then they took him off WrestleMania. He felt like they did that because he gave his notice. But whatever. Yes, they do go on to.
I kind of feel they did him wrong too, especially when Vader didn't need to be proven how strong he was, and he embarrassed Razor Ramon on that Last in Your House. He did.
Razor put up a fight though, but he did go over on him.
Not as much as he would normally.
Nah, he. Considering that Vader was a monster heel, I think that Razor kind of a little bit he went into business for himself too. Like he didn't completely get squashed.
No, but it still felt that way. And let's not forget the famous night at Madison Square Garden, how the New York fans felt when he had the match with Helmsley, and they chanted, "You sold out."
Sold out, yeah.
And he's like, "Come on, man! You would have done the same thing." He's trying to lip to the fans, but they, diehard WWE fans see two key guys leaving. I mean,
but they do go on to fight at the Royal Rumble.
Exactly. But we're not even in May yet. We're in January. Rumble's on the horizon. Razor's got to face Goldust for the IC title. Meanwhile, Goldust wins with the curtain call and gets the pin on Aldo. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
Portuguese Man of War.
Poor guy. Now, following the Goldust, his awesome match on Raw, the Royal Rumble press conference with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, which everyone was not everyone. Remember Jerry Lawler thought, "Oh, he's gonna retire. He's gonna quit."
I knew watching this live. He's gonna announce he's in the Rumble.
It's a Royal Rumble press conference. I mean,
exactly. If you're gonna announce your retirement, you come out on Monday Night Raw and say it.
Right. I didn't really care for this promo. My favorite promo for him, as far as press conferences, was the one where he says, "I'm gonna give you a show." What does he say? "I'm gonna give you a show like no other," or something like that. Why?
Yep.
Because I can. Yeah,
pretty much says that here too.
Yeah,
but he's gonna win the Rumble and go on to face the WWF champion, whomever it is.
How do you know? How do you know he's gonna win?
They all say they're gonna win the Rumble. Even Aldo Montoya is gonna say he's gonna win the Rumble.
You knew, but the thing is, you knew he was gonna win.
Yeah,
I knew he was gonna.
My pick was him.
I was hoping Vader.
I thought either or.
But they were getting so much sympathy for Shawn that you just kind
of you had to give it to him. So anyway, he announced that he'll be in the Royal Rumble despite doctor's orders.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Skein Gene comes out, and his big announcement is that Vader is in the Rumble,
which was already announced. That's why it was so funny, because it was like they were poking fun at like they're charging you
the 900 hotline
for stuff that you already know.
1-900-909-9900.
But we had that.
Call me now, and I'll let you know who's not here anymore.
We had that thin yellow pages that we talk about sometimes back in the days that had there was a number in the back of it.
Yeah, it was free.
Weekly, and it was free, and it was free. You just called the number, it was free.
That's how I found out.
That's how I found it.
That's when I first found out that Diesel and Razor Ramon have announced officially that they are leaving the
That's
WWF.
how I
I'm like,
knew. That's how I
what?
knew too. That's how I knew that. That's how I knew about the signings. That's how I knew about the fake Diesel and Razor before it ever happened.
You know,
Yeah.
that's where we got our stuff. If
Mhm.
it wasn't from the Slammer in the Friday news, it was the weekly Yellow
Yeah,
Book phone
weekly. Yeah.
number.
I think it was Sunday nights. I think it was Sunday nights you had a call.
I
That
think
was
so.
when that
Yes.
was when the new spoilers would come out.
Oh, I
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
loved it.
My friends thought I was a damn prophet, like damn Miss Cleo or something, because I knew Nostradamus, because I would say things, and then I didn't tell them that I was calling this number.
Not everybody knew about it.
No, it's like one of those like,
I would
yeah,
tell
yeah,
my friend the same thing, and he's like,
yeah, yeah,
"Nah, bull. How you getting all this?" But finally, I
yeah,
had to tell him because he kept telling me I'm a
yeah,
liar.
yeah, yeah.
All right, dude, call this
Call
number.
this
You'll see what
number,
I'm talking about.
yeah, right.
He's like, "What do you mean call this number? How much am I going to
Yeah,
pay? You're not going to pay
yeah, that
anything.
was
Shut up
free. It
and
was
call the
free.
number."
No,
Oh
my
my
mother would have gave
God,
me a beating if. No, forget
mine
about it.
too.
Yeah. So.
And of course, following Scheme Gene, Diesel, Razor, Owen all had comments in regards to Sean entering the Rumble. Diesel and Razor were sort of okay with it, sort of
Yeah.
not. This is where Diesel also started. He goes, "Hey, if it comes down to
Right,
me and
right.
him, that's when he really
I think
started."
Sean kicks him out, right? Doesn't Sean kick him out? I think Sean kicked him out of that Royal
Yes,
Rumble.
came
Yeah.
down to the two of them when he super kicked him.
Yeah.
Then he got back in the ring and was hoping, "Please don't kick my ass."
Right, yeah.
So, and then of course they showed from In Your House Brett versus the Bulldog. During the match, Vince says he's never seen Brett this bad, bleeding wise, and I'm thinking, bro, you don't remember WrestleMania 8?
Right, yeah.
I mean,
That's-
it's with Piper's match, and he's gushing blood.
yeah. He bladed himself that match too, but they didn't know he bladed himself. They thought he actually got busted wide open. It's not like Flair
Which
because
which one?
you could see Flair blading himself. I'm talking
I,
about WrestleMania.
oh, okay, because Bulldog,
They didn't know.
you can kind of when he's down
No, I'm
there
not
and
talking
he
about that
put.
much. I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay,
yeah.
the
I'm talking about
WrestleMania 8.
WrestleMania,
Yeah,
yeah.
you couldn't tell because they didn't put the camera on him.
Well, no, Brett knew how to blade and not get caught. Not like Flair. Flair, like I
Or
said,
like Shawn Michaels, who would get hit with the chair, come up, do this, and then put his head back down,
right.
where everybody sees the line
It's
of
an art.
blood as he does it.
It's an art. But I
Exactly.
mean, listen, this is a great match. We don't really need to get into it. Obviously, Brett keeps the title.
Yes. So, and then let's just close out Monday Night Raw. Before we get to Nitro, Undertaker's comments about his match at the Rumble against Bret Hart, followed by Billionaires Ted's Wrestling War Room.
Mm.
At my age, brother, my feet don't leave the ground. Well, what can you do?
Yeah, he started. It's funny stuff.
I
It
loved
was
it,
funny. It
man.
was funny.
I loved it. All right, let's go back over to Monday Nitro's main event. You got Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage versus World Champion Nature Boy Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. This match did not disappoint. I was actually excited to see this. The Mega Powers in the ring together, even
Hmm.
though they're not the Mega Powers here. I don't care. To me, they are. And they're getting along, which is another thing I was shocked about because, you never know. One's going to turn on the other. Hogan's good for that.
They only showed. Did you notice they only showed Hogan's face on the They had remember that they had those lights, and they would. It was like a. It's not a hologram. I don't know what it would be called, but they showed Hogan's face like on the rampway.
Yeah.
They didn't show Macho Man.
No, of
They,
course
and they
not.
came out to Hogan's music and the red and yellow.
Yeah,
That was the
all of
mega,
that.
but that was the Mega Powers colors. To be fair, so okay, fine.
Yeah, but even when Savage was WWE champion, they're coming out to Hogan's music.
Yeah, so
Gotta love it. But anyway, during the match, it was interesting. Both Hogan and Savage put the figure four leg locks on Flair and Anderson. Hogan had it on Anderson, Savage on Flair. But they both released the hold after a while. Once again, and I said this last week when Anderson hit Hogan and he no sold it. Once again, Anderson now hits a spine buster on Hogan, and Hogan no sells it and gets right back up.
no brother, no brother.
Not going to work for me. Hogan hits the big boot and the leg drop on Anderson and gets the pin. Naturally, Hogan's got to be the one to get the pin, not Randy Savage. After the match, once again, this is where it gets interesting because literally once the ref counts three, all of a sudden out of nowhere you see Anderson and Pillman, Benoit and Pillman just fly out of nowhere and come in. And they tried to get in the ring, but now all of a sudden Sullivan and Zodiac
What the?
attacked them
I didn't know what was going
because
on.
of Pillman's comments towards the
Oh
dungeon.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
The fires that Arn Anderson saying he's
Yeah,
setting and can't put it
And they're
out.
like it's a whole cluster.
And then, of course, now the Giant came down, got in the ring, and as Hogan and Savage after Hogan and Savage threw Flair out of the ring. Giant choke slam both of them. So he
Hogan
just
didn't
pretty
even
much
help him. Did you notice Hogan didn't help him?
Hogan didn't help anybody. We know that already.
He didn't even help him get up there, man.
The Horseman left at this point, and the Zodiac is holding back the Giant from punishing them further.
Yeah. Like, what's going on?
And
we gotta go. We gotta go.
It looked like Zodiac was kind of like upset at what they were doing because he was looking at Sullivan, going, you know, what are you guys doing?
Who the hell knows? They don't even know what's going on here.
No, but as usual, you know, it ends in total chaos.
We gotta go. Let's go. We gotta go.
Oh, that's coming soon. 35
no,
in the ring. Here comes Sting. We gotta go.
I think it was this night. The Schiavone was like, we gotta go. We gotta go.
We're done. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
People are still getting their ass kicked.
So, yeah, I think everybody knows who won the show. Nitro won. You know, it's self-explanatory. They took half of Raw is a match at In Your House, a replay of an In Your House match, and you got a jobber match, and that kind of just.
I'm sorry, but they were all jobber matches to me.
Yeah. So that
Hakushi, Aldo Montoya. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. Even though they technically won the rating, it wasn't close. So let's go to the score.
Well, according to the actual rating, it is Nitro 8, Raw 7, and 2 no decisions. And for you, it's 14-3.
Jesus Christ.
So if this was the NFL, you're definitely the 1 seed in your conference.
Yes.
And I am 13-4. I got the 1 seed in the other conference.
So, yeah.
We're still one different. And what's going to happen when there's 83 straight weeks of by that point I won't even have to tell everybody. Well, the actual rating, you know who won by that point.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because I haven't seen those episodes in years. So like, I'm sure that even though Nitro does win for 83 weeks, I don't think I'm gonna give them 83 consecutive.
No, I don't think I am.
You know,
either.
So we just have to see what happens. But right now, it's a landslide.
It is going to be interesting to see if Nitro overall wins this by ratings.
Oh yeah.
This is all said and done,
they might have had such a head start, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, at some point we're like, all right, it's 91-7. Yeah, they're gaining on you.
Yeah, so, all right, that's a review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.
Take care.